Hello everyone and welcome back to another Infinite Galaxy video. Today I want to talk about the first flagship we get, and this is the Hercules. So when I started I got the Hercules. Nice, I got my first flagship. You can rank it up easily because already at the beginning you do get some blueprints during the missions and everywhere. So um, you start with it and then you get your next flagship, and automatically it's like, oh great, I got something new. New is always better. So you can also see above here I got the Nemesis. I will talk about this in the next video. I ranked up the Nemesis higher than the Hercules. But would I do this again? Honestly, no. The reason why is, let's take a look at the skills. So first skill increases missile attack. Um, don't worry too much about this. Yes, you do get 6% or later even more additional missile attack, but this won't be really what is defining your flagship. The other skills are much more important. So skill number 2 increases the damage to neutral units. The total warship attack is increased by 10, 20, 30, up to 40%. Neutral units in this game is everything that is not PvP, meaning this helps you also when you do fight imperial forces, when you do fortresses, when you do stargates, all of starfields, all of this will help you. It increases the warship attack. Increasing warship attack is one of the best skills you can get. It's increasing directly your damage. That's one of the best things you can have. Skill number 2 increases HP and defense of the fleet. And with HP and defense, they include all three stats: armor, shield, HP, from 4 up to 16%. Again, this is really good. It is not conditional, so this also works in PvP, but it increases all three stats that help your warship survive. So you got increased damage for PvE events, you got increased survivability for all kind of encounters. The third skill increases the leadership. When I saw this first and look at the number 320, that's not so much. But if you think about it, as soon also as you get this up, this will be somewhere around an additional 5%, maybe up to 7 or 8% at the end, leadership of your fleet. And this means it's an additional 5% damage, it's an additional 5% HP, shield, everything. So this will increase your damage by quite a bit because you can survive 5% longer and at the same time increase the damage of all your fleet by 5%. So the total will be more than just a 5% increase there. The last skill is increasing the warship HP in PvP, again fighting with neutral units, starting at 15% going up to an amazing 60%. Shield is usually the thing that goes down fastest. You can check the warship videos I made before. So HP is your main source of survivability. HP together with armor. Armor is reducing the damage that is applied to your HP. Armor is not working with shield. So having an additional up to 60% HP here, together with 16% HP here and 16% armor, will make your fleet much more durable. And the more durable your fleet is, the more damage you can do. So at the end, all these skills are very, very useful skills for PvE events. So I was thinking before, okay, it's only working for PvE. I also want to do PvP. I mean, this is a war game, so there will be a lot of PvP, but um, to be good at PvP, you will need to participate in a lot of events, and you need to be one of the, at least in the top 10 of the events, to get the really good rewards of these events. And to be good in PvE events, there is no better flagship than the Hercules and its legendary brother, the Prometheus. If I could re-rank my ships, I would remove the ranks from the Nemesis and place them on the Hercules, just for having the additional ranks to be able to perform better in all these events. In special, the new events, they give you some really nice rewards. You can get the golden chests, especially if you're ranked individually in the top 5, you do get more of these chests. It will help also, the more damage you do, the more points your alliance gets. So it helps you and your alliance. I do think at the moment the PvE part of this game is getting a lot of love from Camel. They put out new content very regularly, and they give us some really nice rewards with this content. While PvP is a lot of fun, but the rewards you can get from PvP are, I would say, nearly non-existent. I mean, it's fun to strike down sometimes some fleets, no question about this. But if you do not attack enemy spaceports, you don't get any reward for that if it's outside the Galaxy Star kill event. And if you attack bases, you always have the risk to permanently lose some of your warships if you are not way overpowering the enemy. And if you are way overpowering the enemy, the flagship is not the most important thing anymore. So with all I know now about the game, I would rank up the Hercules. I would use the Hercules to finish the campaign. I would use the Hercules for killing pirates. I would use the Hercules in all PvE events. And I think overall it's a pretty good and solid flagship. How would I gear it? It depends a little bit on the warships you use. In general, if you look at the warships available, then we can see frigates, especially the ones with missile, they do have very high armor. So also missile works very well with the Hercules. So I would go with uneven tiers of the frigates. In addition, the same thing is true for destroyers, so I would also go with missile destroyers, which will be even tiered destroyers. And then I would add up laser-based cruisers, because missile type, let's take a look back here. If we do look at the warships, so that would be here. Missile type does additional damage to shields, so you will get the shields very quickly down. The good thing there is the damage is not reduced for hitting HP, so that means you just get additional damage against the shield. And then on top of that you can use the laser, which has 30% reduced damage to shields, but it ignores 30% armor, which will increase the damage against unshielded warships. So Therefore, I would set up the fleet with the Hercules having missile-type frigates, missile-type destroyers, laser-type cruisers. The weapons to use then would be also missile-type. Use the highest you have. I would put, yeah, let's put at least 2 missiles and 2 lasers, or 3 missiles, 1 laser. This depends a little bit how many cruisers you can put in versus frigates and destroyers. Overall, I would put more cruisers in, leadership wise. So if you have, let's say, 10,000 leadership, I would set up around 50%, 5,000 leadership for cruisers, and then 20% for destroyers, 30% for frigates. The frigates will engage first. They are there to eat the most damage, while your destroyers remove the shield from, together with the frigates, remove the shield from everything, and then your cruisers will just kill everything with their laser weapons. If you reduce the number of cruisers, then this is a point where I would say, okay, then you use 3 missile weapons and only 1 laser. But if you go with like 50% leadership in the cruisers, you should have at least 2 laser weapons. For the defensive modules, use the HP modules. The HP modules are the ones that have the biggest effect on how long your warships really survive. Also, they work for all of them. The armor modules, they do work fine for your frigates, but your cruisers will not gain as much from them as the other ships, while HP works for all of them. So what I usually do is I use 3 HP modules and 1 module for armor. I don't use any shield modules. The only place where shield is good, in my opinion, is during the alien event, when the ghost Archon event, when you go with your fleet from one ghost ship to the other without repairing in between. If you do not, if you do want to use it everywhere, then I would recommend you to focus more on HP, as it helps you everywhere. Okay, I hope this video was helpful for you. Hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and see you on the next video.